Welcome to the show wherever you're watching us from. My name is Del Singanga and this is the Youth Hub, the show that gets your groove on.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for tuning in. It's a blessing to have you over there. You as our esteemed viewers, we're so happy and thank you for tuning in again. Yes, this is the show that gets your groove on. I'm your co-host, Rachel Gambo, and I am sure and looking forward to have a spectacular, spectacular show today. Thank you so much and karibuni.
This lady is very schemy. No matter unaona mpaka vile anachapa hizo vidole. She's very schemy. Ask me and I'll tell you. So I hope you guys are having an amazing time kwenye muko. Rachel,
yes.
Ukwaje?
Mimi niko poa, as you can see.
I can tell like 100%.
Yeah,
una feel aje patriotic kama mimi?
Yes, I'm a proud Kenyan, by the way. And when tu sina your stuff.
Hadi mimi sinaga hiyo.
Sina lakini I'm a proud Kenyan.
Nasikiaga ni sijui ni una kitu kama 200 hivi.
200 yani?
Hiyo stuff suko 200 ukishonewa like mtu.
Si ati siwezi afford.
Shida ni gani?
Ni venye tu sina. Sina like niko nayo kwa nyumba lakini sijavaa.
Okay, sawa.
Ulikuwa unataka nikubaie? Naweza kubaia bado ukitaka.
Please sponsor me.
Madam
Boss.
Umeniharibia jina on front of the screen. Sijezi kununulia.
Ni sawa tu, but anyway guys, uko kwenye huko, you should know that on Thursday ilikuwa National Anthem Day.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what we are basing our show on. Leo it's about positive vibes. It's about vitu kama nini? Patriotism.
Yeah.
Mostly na leadership.
Yeah.
So, and on that note, we are going to tell our viewers. Topic ni gani, Rachel?
So today's topic, what's lined up for you guys today is something very interesting. Something that involves the youths, as the name of the show goes. The Youth Hub. The Youth Hub. And today's topic is nothing else but youths and leadership. That's what we'll basically be talking about.
Youths and leadership, guys.
Youths and leadership.
Rachel, are you a leader?
But of course.
Madam Boss.
Nimekuwa leader since primary school. High school nilibeba bendera ya shule.
Ulikuwa scout?
Sikuwa scout lakini nilikuwa nafanya vitu zingine. Nilikuwa watu wa environment. Hiyo club fulani.
Ile walikuwa na vast za green.
Alafu kuna kitu kingine hapo ya si scouts lakini ni kitu ya Kenya. Ilikuwa inaitwa St John.
Oh, guy. My mama alikuwa ananiambiaga alikuwa gawa St John.
Yes.
Alafu
pia ni patriotism mama.
I was a member of St John.
St John ambulance by the way.
So mimi sijai kuwa scout or girl guide, lakini I have been a leader. You can be sure I have been I don't know why. Kai kutoka sijui na so. Sijui mimi nakuwa na kirere ama nini. Like nikiwa high school. Kuna time nilichaguliagwa nini prefect. Sijui ilikuwa like high school. Na ilikuwa mnavae, then walimu wanakaa chini wanasema this one and this one should be. Mimi siko hadi kwa list but sijui jina yangu iliangukaje hapo.
Ulijipata tu hapo.
So mimi sijawahi vai. Napeagwa.
Fortunately, or I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately, Delcy ashaikuwa prefect. Hujafika kuwa president bado, school president?
School president nayo hapa.
Okay. Mimi nishaikuwa school president.
Walai.
But of course.
I hope ulikuwa unapita.
Nilikuwa na
pita.
Sindikai.
Unajua wewe kuwa school president na unaanguka.
Delcy, brilliance is written all over me.
Chance. But anyway guys, so kama kawaida we have an amazing show lined up for you. Yes. You better stay around because we have a live audience in studio. Na bado we have amazing guests on our panel leo. If we are talking about leadership, Rachel, we cannot be there without leaders. Exactly. So lazima tukuwe na leaders mahali. Najua wase wanajiuliza, unaweza kuwa umeleta leaders gani?
Do you want to see who the leader is? I want to see who the leader is.
So before anything else, I'm going to let the guests introduce themselves.
Yes.
And these people are fire. So you guys can be sure, like 100%, our say watawachachie leo. So I'd like us to begin with the Lady of Honor.
As we say.
Lady of Honor.
Well, hello everyone. I am Wangari Kariuki. I'm a student at St. Paul's University, currently studying communications with a major in public relations.
Public relations. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Karibu sana kwenye show.
Good evening. My name is George Kanja, aspiring MC Ruisambo Ward. I'll be on the ballot come 9th of August.
Yes, as I was saying, palipo na makofi, pana audience, please. Makofi tena. Yes, guys, we have a live audience with us today again. And that's for the good of us. Yeah, we like sharing our joys. As you can see,
So I'm so
Karibuni
excited.
sana. You're all
Very
welcome.
I think, guy,
Yeah.
mnafaa kuwa na smiles kwa uso zenyu. Si tunang'ang'ana kuwachekesha hapa, nyinyi mmeuma ndimu. How even? But anyway, welcome. Welcome very much. Tunataka hiyo energy na huko hivyo.
Yes.
Hadi wase wenye wako home, like they feel our presence. You get. So I think we should go straight.
Yes, let's
whatever
start
has
digging
brought
this
us
thing.
here.
Wenyewe hii topic ya leo si mchezo.
Tutandike hii kitu.
Tuicharaze.
Ama namna gani?
Tuicharaze.
So I'd like to begin with our lady kwanza. Me, I'd just like to ask you, how patriotic do you think you are?
How patriotic I think I am. I'd say about 70%. 70%
si mbaya sana. Si mbaya sana. Okay, so utakaribia mic kidogo. Alafu tutapandisha hiyo sauti juu. Ama namna gani? Twende. We are all ready because this is going to be like a very interesting topic to discuss. Tujaiongea mambo ya politics hapa hivi.
Tujaiongea by the way.
Alafu plus hadi apart from politics, like just leadership in general.
True.
Yeah.
True.
So Mr. George Kanja, you are aspiring for MCA Roysambu ward. And so far unafilaje?
Mimi niko poa, na feel niko fiti, niko tayari kuenda.
Unaona kama hawa wasee wako like ready, like are the youth ready for, you know, you are young.
Mimi naweza sema youth wako ready. Hii round hakuna mchezo. Manze wamecheza na sisi for long. Sasa inabidi sasa tuchape ground tuonyeshe wazai time yetu imefika.
Chacho, unaona energy. Unaona energy. That's what I'm talking about.
Napenda. So Mr. George.
Yes.
Wangari she has just answered that she's 70% patriotic, right? Unaona ka uko ngapi as an aspiring MCA? Unaona ka uko ngapi hivi?
Although youth tumekuwa hata nimestuka sana kusema kuma 70. Because youth tumekuwa chini sana, sasa tujasikia kama tuko part of this country for a long time. So sasa hii mimi ninasikia inaweza panda kulingana na vile gauge inaenda venye youth wana participate katika mambo ya nchi. So ninaweza sema kwanza sasa niko kachwani. Alafu tuende kama tumeendete.
Iende kipandaga.
Kabisa.
Yes, and Wangari. So ikifika kwa mambo ya youth and leadership, kama topic yetu ni youth and leadership. Kawaida we normally have a question of the day, but leo we are just, yani leo tunairusha kiumangoto.
Yeah.
So let's talk about what do you think about the state of the youth? Na vile wako willing kukuwa leaders kwa hii, like in this country, are we as youth ready and actually willing to be leaders?
I think by the way, everyone, all the youths who are aspiring leaders are more than ready to be leaders, but you can't tell if someone is ready. You know, when it comes to leadership, there could be like a guidebook, but there's no rule book. It's like parenting. You can only know when you get there, but the thing is there's no opportunity for you to get there. So inakuja tu inakuumiza, because here you want to be a leader, but you don't know if you're cut out for it. You have the aspirations, you have the goals, you know what you need to do to change the country or even just within your school, but there's no opportunity for you to do it because there's someone who is clinging onto a seat out there.
Kwa hivyo una feel kama my youth
they're denied.
The opportunities are being denied to the youth
completely.
Rachel.
Okay. What do I say? Well, that's according to her.
Yeah.
I can feel like that's according to her because you know tuko na Mr. MCA hapa. Mr. MCA I believe bado ni youth, right? So I'm right, ndio?
Kabisa.
Okay, so me my my question to you is like this, from her perspective of what she has just said. Do you feel like they really are being denied the opportunity? And if they are, what do you think, like, I won't say the government, what do you think the society, okay, like them, the youth, what should they do, like, to prove themselves that they need to have those opportunities?
Thank you, Rachel. I think the young people for a long time have been denied the opportunity to be in the hands of leadership, whether in the village setup, whether in the churches and wherever, they have been denied the opportunity to be in leadership. But I want to tell you, everybody is born to be a leader. In yourself, you have the leadership, a seed of leadership, which need to be given a chance so that it can grow beyond where we are. So I think what we have been lacking is people who can hold or who can support these young people, who can encourage them, who can tell them it is possible, they can make it. And those old papas and old mamas who have been holding into leadership, and yet they have been taking their children to schools. Why do you take your children to school if you cannot give them a chance to be in the leadership? If you want, they want to be there forever.
Rachel, I am loving this conversation. I am loving it. Unasikia, unatoka ma yes kwa audience. Yes. Hey.
So
I'm loving the whole thing.
I think Rachel, what we need, we need to let young people go out there, face the world, realize their potential, and when they move outside there and realize their potential, that's when we shall know the true character. Leadership is given by God. Leadership is not given by people.
Okay.
So let not people define us in any way.
Okay.
Well said.
Nakupiza kilo hapo.
Well said. Perfectly said, I should say.
So Rachel, niko na swali kwa Madam Wangari. Are we saying that our governance is like bad? Because like wase when you are, those people are the ones who are in charge of like uplifting us.
True.
Is it that our governance is bad? Mama.
Our governance definitely more than 100% needs help. But okay, there's something Churchill, the comedian, kuna kitu yeye husema, when he grows, he said life is a staircase. When you go to the next step, take someone, bring them to the step you are on. True. When you go to the next one, take another person, bring them. That way, there is a continuous flow. I feel like at some point, your flow will stop. And then it just became a number of positions that can only be filled by specific people. Those specific people have specific agendas. Those specific agendas harm society. Okay. And that's what's there. So for us to say we have bad governance, I mean, definitely I would say we are at a better place than others. But one thing I can say is our government definitely doesn't have the trust of the people, especially the youth. Just seeing how we've grown up, and I would say most of the people in the audience here are around my age, early 20s, at most 25, give or take. When we're in class 1, class 2, that's when post-election violence was happening. True. So can you imagine being a kid and you're out there, you're seeing bodies on the streets, you're hearing people are being mutilated, and you're a child. This is what you've grown up with. And the person on TV who's giving you the speech, you just know that this person was behind this. You know, it definitely creates a mistrust in you. True. It just hurts.
So the government should work towards like gaining our trust as youth.
Definitely. More than definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel, I'm gonna leave this one to you.
So far so good. I'm loving the flow and everything. So I have a concern. As Mr. George is aspiring to become our next MCA, do you think that, okay, I'm sure there are other young people who are also aspiring to become MCAs, right? Do you think they're preaching peace out there? Is there peace being preached by the youths? Let's now talk about the youths. Are they really preaching peace? Ama, they're just saying now, this is what it is, and venye kutaenda kuende. Is there peace? Sana during these times when there are campaigns and we are now nearing to the election period. Do you think the youths are preaching peace?
Thank you, Rachel. Rachel, everybody has a role to play to make sure that peace is there in this country. It's not only the role of young people. It is the role of all people. The whole society need to come up and support peace. The young people, they are not ready to see a country going down. The young people are ready to see the country growing so that they can be able to meet up with their ambitions and their dreams in life. So the young people, they are going around, they are supporting the peace initiative in the country, and that is the reason why they are joining the political arena so that they can be able to support a country in terms of peace and other ways.
Okay, so guys, I think this being an election year, sindio?
Yeah.
Hiyo point ya peace ni like ni muhimu, ni very necessary because wase wengi huku wa misled. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like wase upige hesabu gani. But anyway. So, kwa audience, is any one of you doing anything? Leo nawamulika. Is any one of you doing anything like to make sure this being an election year, at least kuna peace? Adikani kwa kwenyu tu like kwa hao, by show of hands, if any one of you has ever like made a step to make sure tuenye kuna amani hii mwaka so far, na tusidanganye. I'm saying like 4 hands. So
Bana,
this
only amani.
So this, I think this proves that we as youth, but we need to do a lot. We need to do more. Like we need to really advocate for it kwa sababu kusema tu kweli mara mingi si ndo kusema ama nadanganya.
But I feel like let me just ask this question. We have seen from the audience very few hands raised, right? Is it because they don't really, do you think is it because they don't really preach peace, or is it that they are not interested? Like, maybe I'm just going to be out there doing my stuff. I'm not really a politics person or anything.
Lecho nimeshangaa kuona mikono minne kutoka kwa my fellow youths. Ninashindwa hao wengine ni vita mnaeneza chini ya maji au ni nini hiyo, kwa sababu I expected everyone to rise in one way or another. Utakuta hata jirani, mtoto wa jirani akileta shida na utamwambia muachane, si ni ukweli? So that is, I expect everybody to support peace. Hata kwa nyumba baba na mama wakikorofana kidogo, unaambia mami hapana, dadi hapana. That is how unatengeneza amani, si ndio kweli?
Lakini squeezy, honestly speaking, at the end of the day we've become very individualistic. We are very individualistic. As long as me and my house, mimi niko sawa, mimi sijapigwa, mimi sijakeleleshwa,
I'm okay with that.
What's going on out there, I refuse for it to affect me.
And it's not that you are negligent.
You're
about
not negligent.
Yeah, that's
we all know what's happening in Russia and Ukraine. We all know, but we're just like, si tuko sawa hapa.
Nyamazeni.
That's all we need.
Lecho, I think when we say ya kwamba kila mtu akae, vile wangalia anasema kila mtu ati mimi niko sawa, kanja nikae sawa, kwangu nifae sawa, then mambo inatokea katika nchi yetu. Mara mwisho tutakuta ya kwamba tuna nchi ambayo hatutaweza kurudishiria. Na ndio sababu tunaambiwa young people we are not ready. The reason why hatutaki kujituma.
Kweli.
Kwa sababu ya nini?
Karibia mic kidogo.
Hatutaki kujituma. Tunagojea mpaka wakati mtu atakuja kutushika mkono akuambia kwamba unaweza fanya kitu fulani. Hata hiyo community yako, wacha watu wakujue kwa sababu ya being active. Watakapokuwa kitaka kutafuta mtu ambaye anaweza simama aunganishe watu, hata kijiji taleta shida, you'll be the first people, and that's when you'll be recognized in terms of your leadership.
Kwa hivyo sisi wenyewe ndo tunafanya like tunakosa hizi opportunities.
Hiyo ya waangalie kusema ya kwamba nitakaa tu mimi sawa. Hiyo ndio itafanya tukae mba.
Unasikia nyinyi wase mpige kelele. Huko hivyo nje, make some noise.
Kasirikeni.
Yeah. So next question I'm going to ask you, what exactly do you think, and this question is for you, Wangari, what exactly is like ailing our leadership? Shida ni gani? Like unaona tumesema like kuna kale ka issue kuna kale ka thought ka bad governance. Remember we mentioned something like that. Then we still have something to do with youth being wamekaliwa chapo, you know. What is ailing our leadership? Because that shows that the leadership is kuna shida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sasa shida ni gani na hawa watu? Those people who we are looking up to, are they too selfish? Or is it that the constitution imewafunga? Wajua hata wakosagi excuses. Utasikia mwingine anasema
Ziko. There's so many excuses.
Constitution imetufunga vibaya sana, itabidi try to shed some light hapo.
What is ailing
what's actually
leadership?
ailing our leadership?
For starters, old ways of thinking. A lot of the leaders who are still there still think in the colonial means of thinking. I can't blame them. Walizaliwa hizo times.
Yeah.
But wao wanataka kujua tu sahi iko sawa. Kwani ni kesho. Si kesho. And a lot of them just look at what they can do during their term. Hawataangalia what can I do even for the future. The one who's coming in. How can I make things easier or things smoother for the one who's coming in, you know?
Yeah.
These days, voting is choosing who I prefer to steal my money, you know?
Okay.
Someone said that and it really made sense to me. And for me, voting is just me choosing who I prefer to steal my money. If it's come down to that, it's come down to a point where at Aka Youth, we don't think at all we even want to participate in this leadership because of the ugliness that it has become. You don't even want to participate. And I actually have to commend you, George. It takes a lot of guts and a lot of pressure from both within and without for you to take a stand and go and say, I'm going to vie for a position.
Sure.
Because
it's too much to handle.
It's too much to handle, by the way. To some extent, you feel like it's too much to handle. All the things that you have to do, all the processes that you have to go through, you just think it's not worth it at the end of the day. Because unaona tu nikifika kwa hiyo ofisi, all these promises, all these agendas that I told people I have for them to vote for me. Okay. How am I going to do that? Because once you get into the office, that's when you realize there are multiple heads on this snake. There are multiple heads. So zinakuasha. But with people like George, youths who have decided to make that change, to take that step, you can see we are heading in a direction.
Okay.
And we hope it's the right one, George. We hope you take us the right way.
Okay, so tunataka kwenda break kidogo. And guys, we need to be back as soon as possible, Rachel, kwa sababu hii conversation we're gonna, like, when we come back, George, you're gonna also tell us nini unaona kama what is ailing, what's the problem. Ndio. So everyone at home, please stay tuned. Kindly stay tuned. You guys need to stay tuned. And, yeah, we'll be right back.
Welcome back, guys. It's the show that gets your groove on, and we are back. Thank you for keeping it locked. We are back with the conversation. Remember, today we are all on the hot seat. Hapa si mchezo leo. We have been mulikwad. So, you as a youth back there, please sit down and just take notes. If you are a youth that wants to start this journey of leadership, please, I beg you, just sit down, make you take your notebook and your pen, chop them and write. Write. So we are back and we are going to continue with the conversation where we left it from. So, Mr. George, we were asking, what do you think what do you think is ailing our leadership? Easy. What is ailing the kind of leadership that we have? Nini shida iko wapi? What should we do? Shida inatokea wapi exactly?
Good question, Rachel. It's a good question. We have had a very rotten country for a long time. And what is ailing our country? We remember we are almost heading to 60 years since we gained our independence. And what has been ailing our country, one is corruption. Corruption has taken roots in this country that no one wants to be told it is wrong.
Okay.
All people, they want to teach their children that before you gain anything, or before you give somebody an opportunity, or any young person an opportunity to be in any position in this country, that person must give a handout. So corruption has taken that, it has become like a hereditary. People are inheriting from one generation to another. So that is one of the things that is ailing this country. Something else that is ailing this country is this behavior. There is this behavior of people thinking that there are certain people who need to be in the hands of leadership, and others they don't want to be in the helm of leadership. And those people have given us bad governance in terms of this country. When you go to the history of 1978, you remember a country by the name Indonesia. The economy of that country was going hand in hand with the economy of Kenya. What about today? That country, the GDP of that country and of Kenya, you cannot compare it anymore. Why? Because of the leadership, people who come there, they want to accumulate for their own families, yet at the expense of the poor people. That is something that is ailing this country, and it must come to an end.
So there's a lot of selfishness. You guys agree there's a lot of selfishness in this country?
Too much.
Oh, okay.
Sana.
So guys, I want you guys to tell us what you think. What do you think is ailing our leadership today in this siku za siku hizi? Acha tuziite hivyo, sindo?
True.
Yeah. And what do you think we can do? You can text us 21144. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, GPS TV Africa. Tell us what you think.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised, like these people, they just have that leadership thing in them. They just feel
They just that spark, you know that.
And I'm like,
I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask Madam Wangari. Are we as the youth ready for this leadership? And we are talking about nice Ikiote. And if we are, what qualities are we expected to have?
Politically speaking, I think the greatest and most needed quality right now in a leader, in our governance, is transparency. Transparency is key. Knowing what you're doing, how you're doing it, where we're getting to, that is key. Because there's a lot of times you'll be told there's this project. Okay, what's it about? What's supposed to be happening? How much is needed? And that's how the tenders start potearing. Unaona tender imeenda kwa na zingine zimedansi side, you know. But that level of transparency, it's not there. There's not even a level, it's at zero. There's no transparency in our leaders. You know, in as much as we have state secrets and all those things, when a leader is open, when a government is open to its people, even the mentality, the mindset of the people changes.
True.
People want to support something that they can see growing. You see, it's actually an investment. You're putting your money into something, you want to see what it's going to do. So if I give you 100,000 and you're supposed to grow it for me through your journalism, through the papers that you write, or maybe you're publishing a book. And then at the end of the day, you start telling me, oh, you know, this happened.
This
Oh, the
happened, this and this.
publisher,
Oh,
you know, there are not enough
oh.
pens. And here I am knowing you're supposed to be typing on a computer. So, you see, that whole getting lost in translation is what messes up the trust that people are supposed to be having in their leaders. Because we can't see what's growing. We can't see what's going on.
Okay. Actually, you're saying that. What is playing in my mind is a certain day. Guy acheni wape to story. Allow me. Siku ingine Richo, koko evo home. Tumeambiwa tufanye nini? Tulime mitaro. Tutachapa 300 ama 250.
Ngoja mliambiwa nani mlime mitaro?
Sasa sema tu leaders wa huko sijui kana nafaa kuwataja unajua sasa hii stuff mimi sijui
Elders.
I don't know if
Elders.
let me just say
Elders.
leaders wa huko
Okay, wow.
ushailima mtaro yani I got niliingia ndani ya mtaro
Ukalima.
natoa matakataka makaratasi za plastic si mnajua mshana hizi mitaro zenye zilikuwa na mpaka naomba gumboots sijui nini tulikuwa wase wengi ilikuwa the next day tupatane kwa field fulani like tupewe do hadi wa leo
Mkapatana.
hadi wa leo
So you see, those are some of the things that the government is doing to the youths, and I think that's why maybe watuka George amejitokeza, maybe we will start seeing some changes.
Yeah.
You guys, what do you think about voting for giving these people an opportunity? You never know, by the way. You never know if this is what you have been waiting for.
Speaking of voting, how many, by a show of hands, how many here are registered voters?
I hear being a registered voter and actually going to vote that day are different. So how many are planning to vote?
How many are planning to vote? By a show of hands?
Hey, check hakuna mse. Wow, this is serious.
Wacha Mr. George our address.
I want to address this very energetic and potential young people before us. And I want to tell you, you can never change the society if you cannot go and vote for the leader you want in the society. You can never say you want something to be changed or to be done in a society if you cannot be able to wake up very early in the morning and go make a decision that will either change your life positively or negatively. So a decision of whether you're going to make or to vote or not, you're also going to portray patriotism. When it comes to voting, you're also deciding, you're also showing that you are very patriotic to your country. So I'm begging you and I'm urging you to wake up very early in the morning when it comes to on 9th of August and make a decision. Make sure that that young man in your society, in your village, you have voted for him or her. Let them be in the helm of leadership, please.
Okay. Guys, I hope mmesikia.
I hope umesikia.
You've had it.
Mkono mahali popote.
Mimi niko sorted.
Sorted kiaje?
Mimi nishachukua hizo nilisha. I'm a registered voter. So guys, I hope mmesikia. You all should just go and do that thing and make sure you choose good leaders, youthful leaders.
Adi wasewa home, I think we should advocate for them kwa sababu at the end of the day sisi ndo wenye uamua wase wenye wana take over maji.
Yeah, if you want a youthful leader, you have to take a chance and go and put that youthful leader
and
there.
I think, Rachel, the reason why the old people will remain in the helms of leadership is because young people, you don't want to vote.
That's true.
Watu wa vijana mkiamuka na tuende tupige kura. Watu sisi ndio namba kubwa. Actually we almost 60% katika nini yetu ya Kenya. So sisi tuna nguvu ya kuamua kile tunataka. Lakini mtakapo kama nyumbani kwenyu, ukweli ya mambo, these people will remain in power. Na msikai kusema kwamba youth mnaonewa. Hapana.
Another thing is generation wise. The older generations wanaangalianga kabila, miaka, but these guys I'm looking at here, they're more open-minded. They look beyond tribe, they look beyond age, they look beyond gender.
Sure.
And that is what will be able to put the right people in the seats. Because in the news we see a 90-year-old shushu amepanga line apige kura.
Na hiyo baridi ya
True.
But anajua if she's a Kikuyu, she knows our first president when she was a young girl like me. Alikuwa Mkikuyu, kwa hivyo huyo ataenda vizuri. And it's not wrong.
Akona hiyo mentality yani.
But akona hiyo mentality. That's how her society at her time shaped her.
So basically we should look beyond
look far beyond.
Okay, so I'm forced to ask this question. When it comes to youths, we are most of the time we normally say, or I don't want to use the name older, like but the
Mabazu.
mabazu. what mabazu wenye hawako in leadership, okay, watu wengine, people like our parents,
Yeah.
okay, most of them you can hear them saying that the youth nowadays wanatumika vibaya by the people who are in power, maybe for them, maybe masaka hizi za campaigns, right? So my question is, like project yenye we have the initangwa wheelbarrow project ameitangwaje ile ya Ruto. Okay, there's that project, right? You're kupatia ma youths wheelbarrows and stuff. Can we categorize that ama hizi zingine zenye wanapeanga watu kama maunga, unapata mtu akiwa campaign anapatiana maunga, others even dash others money,
watajenga barabara.
Yeah, watajenga barabara. Do you think that is a way, or is it a form of misusing the youths? Let me use that word. Are those the right methods? Are they blackmailing them in any way, or even though kunafaa kukua ama are they doing what they're not supposed to be doing? Let me ask Mr. George first.
Asante sana kwa sababu hiyo, sorry, that's a good question. I think kwangu, kwa mtazamo wangu, na vile ya kwamba like the politician have been using the youth, I want to agree with you that most of the politician in this country has taken advantage of the young people by using them, and after the election they dump them away.
Okay.
And I am an example of that, because I've been used for the last 2013 and 2017.
Okay.
And I also remember there is a time I was reading some demonstration. I was the chairman of all the taxis in Nairobi. And I was by that time I was reading some demonstration in Nairobi. And actually I think I was below 30 years by then. And the politician used me because they saw the power in me of mobilizing people. And we were demanding for the rights in increment in terms of fare, in terms of Uber and all that kind of thing. And after they got their seat, because they wanted me to gather all the people in Nairobi, they left us on the road, and people still they're crying. Today, if people want to hold, let me assume Wangari, she's one of my competitors. Yeah. Let me assume she's one of my competitors here in Roysambu. If I want to fight Wangari, I'll go and give some handout to the young people, so that they can come and disrupt Wangari's meeting or rally. That is using our young people for nothing. Okay. We are using 500 Kenya shillings or any amount of money to disrupt a young lady who has a vision and vision for our people, who can change our life just because of 500 Kenya shillings. It is time that we say no to that, and let's promote our young people. Let's not be used like garbages and all that kind of thing.
Okay. Guys, you've heard that. We're going to go again for a short commercial break, but when we come back, I will kindly love our Lady of Honor to answer that question. I don't know, because he's in the political side, she's on the us side. So after the break, we're going to continue that conversation. So don't touch the dial. We'll be right back after a short break.
Yes, guys, and we are back. Thank you so much for staying tuned. I hope you're keeping those comments coming in. Pale GBS TV Africa, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Hit us up on our SMS line 21144. We are more than happy to receive whatever you have to tell us leo. And kabla tuende break, Rachel ulikuwa umesema unataka Madam Wangari atuambie nini?
So as I was saying before we went for that short break, we were talking about how people in leadership are misusing our youth. So what is your take on that? Are those the right methods that they should be using, or are they blackmailing us in some way?
Okay. To some extent, the fault lies on both sides.
Okay.
In the sense that the youth are being short-sighted, and those who are vying know the youth are being short-sighted and they're deciding to take advantage of that. Because if you give me 500 shillings to go and just shout your name at a political rally that is not yours, I have 500 shillings at the end of the day. Have you achieved your things? I'm not sure, but I have 500 shillings. Which comes again to the point that I had given ahead, which was we're very individualistic these days. Unaangalia how I'm benefiting. If you go and do any acts of vandalism and then ushikwe, atakuwa hapo nawe. This person who you're fighting for and you are like, oh yeah, it's him. Is it him? Hakuna mali. Hata hakujui. Hata si amekupea hiyo pesa hivi na mkono yake.
Lakini
it's underlings.
I am very curious. Mr. George, umesema like those people are using you, sindio? What was your reason ya kukubali? Because there's a question I wanted to ask earlier, Rachel. Why the youth actually huwa wanakubali kufanya hizi stuff, unaona?
Yeah, true.
Now because tuko na testimony hapa. Tuambie kwa nini wewe ulikubali?
Wacha niseme hivi. Wazazi wetu walitusomesha. Na tuko na vyeti vya masomo katika manyumba zetu. Tumeelewana hawa tuelewani?
Tunaelewana.
Our young people wanatamak kila siku wakitafuta makazi. Wanapofika kule wanakuta hakuna magodfather wa kuwashika mikono. Huyo mtu anarudi kwa kijiji, anachukua kamawe, anapiga seti pale. Akikuja kukuomba kazi, unamuona kama jambazi. So those young people, they end up becoming desperate in the society. So when they have an opportunity ya kupata shilingi 500, ni nini itazuia huyo mtu afanya nini?
You jump at it.
Again, lazima tuangalie the act ya kudanganywa. Maana hawa watu wamekuwa katika hii mchezo kwa miaka mingi. Wanakujanga na njia ya wanajua ya kwamba hivi ndivyo wataweza kutuingiza katika hii mchezo. Wanajua ya kwamba kanja tutamwabiria ABCD. Na ili aweze kufanya nini? Because mimi sijawahi ingia katika parliamentary committee ya bunge. It was my first time kukaa ndani ya bunge kama chairman na kuanza kudiscuss. Sasa to me it was a privilege. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Lakini sasa ile mambo nilirun out of that. Siwezi rudi wapi? Niko na werevu ingine. So lazima kwanza tujue kwa nini watu wetu hata vijana wetu wanaingizwa katika hiyo mambo. That's a question we should also ask ourselves. Na hii kama ni shida, tukijua hiyo shida, how can we solve that problem? So that our young people kesho wakiletoa shilingi 500 watasema no, tunataka yule, tunataka kufanya hivi, maana tunataka kesho yetu iwe sawa.
Okay. Nani, Wangari, do you think like, so basically ni unemployment, ndio wasi hawana do?
Our young people hawana pesa.
Yeah. So do you think that unemployment or kukosa do is reason enough kufanya hiyo mambo like vandalism and kuanza fujo, sijui kuharibu mikutano za wasee, etc?
It's not, because one thing you'll notice is they also lack the knowledge of what's going on, you know. Sai at this point there's this meme that's trending ya watu wamekaa chini wanakula jaba and hapo juu imeandikwa the stereotypical stories that they're probably sharing. And that's how word gets around to especially the lower class. That's how word gets around. One person will watch TV and by the time it gets to the 53rd person, it's completely distorted.
Okay.
Now let me try to bring something here. Na what I want to bring here is
tukaribie mic kidogo.
Ni vijana wangapi mnajua mtaani ambao vijana wamesoma na vijana hata kutafuta kazi ya hoteli yenyewe haipatikani? Ukweli uongo?
Kweli.
Hata kazi ya duka haipatikani. Huyo kijana wanakaa Nairobi, nyumba ni bedsitter, wanakaa na mama yake na baba yake. Yeye sasa anaona baka amekuwa mzigo. Kwa nini? Akipata 500 hiyo familia ina struggle. Akipata hiyo 500, anaona akipatana na hiyo 500 amepunguza mzigo ya mama ya chakula jioni na familia yao. Si ni ukweli? Kitu kingine, masomo. Hakuna, serikali haiwekezi katika mambo ya masomo sana. And the young people, they lack enough education. So wanapo lack hiyo enough education, wanajikuta katika shida gani? Kwa sababu kama saa hii, let me give you an example, hapa ninasimama. Mtu mmoja aniambie TTI enye tuko nayo hapa. We don't have even one. We need to have more than 5 TTI katika Roysambu ward. We don't have. But our young people walisoma wakamaliza form 4 ni hivyo. Mzazi hana pesa zingine, yeye ni hustle tu kuosha nguo around. Yeye ni mama boga, anategemea hiyo kuuza boga hizo jioni ili awekeze chakula kwa meza. Hajapata mtu wa ingine ya nini. So that's what we are talking about. So when we say the rate of unemployment may contribute for our young people to be used by politicians during an election, it is true.
Okay. I'm going to very quickly before we wrap up. How do you think young leadership will change the society at large? We begin with you, then we just finish with them very, very quickly.
Okay. Young leadership, for starters, mindset. I believe the mindset of a nation directs the nation. Vile tu Bwana George amesema, we were at par with Indonesia. And then now, just look at us and then look at them. When the mindset of the people, when the mindset of the leaders is different from what we have now, the mindset of the people will be different. The trust will be there. Okay. People will be willing. People might not even cook their books when it comes to tax season. People will be willing to contribute because they are seeing something happening.
Seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing, exactly. At the end of the day, it comes down to the mindset. And I believe if we have people like George, people who hold the right mindset at the end of the day, people who they're not saying, oh, I'll make a change. I'll make a change.
They make
what
the
change? The only change that's going to happen is on your side, and that's on your bank account. Yeah, it's just going to be heavier. You'll become a black card. Utakuwa unafika kwa bank unapewa chai.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, I believe young leaders have the right mindset, an uncorrupted mindset.
Okay.
And if they get into those seats, the mindset of the country will change and we will be able to grow.
Okay, so very quickly on your side, how do you think young leadership, ukiingia kwa hiyo kiti saizi, how do you think you're going to change the leadership of the society at large?
One thing I want to say, I want to be an example to the young people. And I want the young people to know it is possible. We can move the mountain around us. I want to become an example to the whole society. Those who have been thinking that the leadership belongs to a certain class of people, I want to tell them it is not so. I want the young people to rise up wherever they are and take up that courage and walk out and ask for whatever they need in life. It is possible. We can make it. We can achieve whatever we want. They always say, if you want to go to the sun, you must aim at the moon. So that if you don't reach at the sun, utafika wapi? Utanguka kwa mwezi. Kwa hivyo utakuwa umefika pahali umefanya nini? Anzia na hapa. Anzia na hapa, hii naanzia saa hii. Anzia na hiyo kidogo. I always tell people I started the leadership nikiwa mdogo sana. I was the head boy wa shule nikiwa class 5. I became the head boy of a school nikiwa class nini? Class 5. Na from class 5 sikutoroa head boy. High school, I became a head boy nikiwa form 3. Na kutoka form 3 mpaka form 4 sikufanya nini? I became a school, we call them president or captain, nikiwa college. And mimi niliongoza throughout. So leadership is in us. And I want to tell you, leadership is God-given.
True.
And it is given to each and everyone. So it's my urge to the young people. Don't look down upon yourself. Don't think that there are people who are better than you. From today, I want you to know that you are unique, created in a unique way. Look at your fingerprint. They all tell you how unique you are, how created you are by God, and go for it no matter what happened. By 9th of August, come and be a testimony in Roysambu Ward that one of the youngest politicians, just a simple man in a simple world, will be the MC of this area.
Applause. I hope you guys, you're having fun. Because me points zinaangushwa hapa leo. I'm going back home a happy woman. Yeah, am I a woman? Yeah. No, me I'm a girl. I'm a girl.
You're a lady.
I'm a lady.
Yeah. Yes, guys. So there you have it. You've had it. So as I always say, what we start, we have to finish. Now it's about that time. I'm going to give this opportunity to our esteemed guests to just give us last word very briefly.
30 seconds at most.
Yes, 30 seconds. Your last words and your where we can find you, your maybe your social media accounts. Tukisonganga.
Okay. Last words. Register to vote and actually plan to vote. I don't think I can say anymore. Anything else will be diluting. So plan to vote. Yes.
Okay.
As for my social media, you can find me on Instagram at Karaoke, Karyi Karaoke. And that is the main one. Yes.
Okay.
I want first of all to appreciate that I have enjoyed the show, and I'm very happy for our audience. And I want to tell young people, mine is to keep encouraging you. Don't give up. It is not yet time to give up. Stand up tall, no matter what happens. Hata moto ikikuwa kali, punguza. Then put God first in everything, and you will never fail in anything you take in your life. My name is George Kanja on Facebook, Twitter, utakuta bado George Kanja. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So it's about that time, guys. Our topic today, as I said, politics. I'm not a politics person, but nimebambika. I had fun. Thank you so much, our audience, for joining us. And it's about that time that we have to say bye-bye. You can follow me on Instagram at its._Rachel. And also, let's keep the conversation going on our platforms at GBS TV Africa, across all of them, all platforms. And our SMS line, which is 21144, or you can use the WhatsApp number, which is just there on your screens. Yeah. Until next time, from my side, I had a nice time. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been yours, Rachel Nambani.
Yes, and I am so glad we have had this conversation. Thank you so much, you all, for participating. Toka kwa wase wa camera, nani, guests, nani, audience. A round of applause for you guys. So I'm so happy you guys came through. And conversations like this should keep going. And that is exactly why Rachel amewambia, you keep the conversation going pale Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I won't even repeat. Mnajua tayari. So tukwe tu watu peaceful. Mi spendi fujo. So tukwe tu wase peaceful. Let's spread the word, manze. And mi nasikia tu poa. Bye bye. Adios, muchachos.
Bye.